Hi, everybody. I am Dee Dee, and I am here with Anthony today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what we have, well, what he has going on.
There you go.
So, what exactly do you have going on? I understand you have a television series coming out that's going to be on the edge, over the top, just insane.
Well, it is kind of just on par with what my life normally consists of. But for you, it may be a little crazy.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've done some crazy things.
We will see.
Yeah, I probably have done more crazy things than you, Anthony. I mean, I don't suck anybody
just
out, but what the heck?
Just in terms of day and night times.
Okay. So tell me, what are some of the shows that you plan on doing? I know tonight the one is called Into the Satanic Light, which when you first told me about it,
it is quite confusing.
It wasn't confusing after you explained a little bit to me, and then I did do some research on it, and I was shocked. I was shocked about the whole conspiracy of the entire thing. But
Conspiracy, it's truth.
Oh, it is true. It is definitely true. I guess that's one that we can't call a conspiracy. And I guess what you're going to be doing is taking us, after this show, we're going to be on location all the time. Is that right?
Every time. I do not like sitting down so much.
Yeah, I could understand with all your energy that you have. By the way, did you feed tonight?
Yeah, do you see that?
I know you hate those questions.
Well, that is not the reason why I'm a little bit nervous about that. It's because I have not.
Because what?
I have not fed tonight.
Oh, you
or
have...
last night.
Okay. So you actually do need blood, and sometimes you take it through energy and sometimes through blood. Because I know you've lied to me before. You actually do take blood.
Yes. But you see, blood banks, they're not that good. they stupid bureaucratic shit.
Yeah, I understand. Humans have to deal with that too. So tell me a little bit about some of the shows and what they're going to be about.
Well, we are going to conquer my own body, Cain.
Okay.
Well, there are some questions I must ask him that he's been kind of avoiding.
And what else?
Yeah, we may as well get down to voodoo. See
Okay.
what the real roots of that all is. And with all the FEMA camps and you know where I sleep in, right? It's a coffin. So I know these all...
Oh, don't play with them. You're not sleeping in a coffin.
Yes, I know. I was just trying to keep on going with stereotype to see how much you believe.
No, I don't believe that. I know better.
But you see, they have would you want to be in a coffin with 3 other people?
No. Explain.
Well, you see, that is exactly what your government has planned for you. That is 3 bodies that are being drained or rotting in ground that I have fed on, and I don't like that at all.
Wow. Anthony, I think you got very sexy there for a moment.
Yeah, I got a little sad and happy at the same time. A little bit of human emotions are coming through.
So what are you saying, that the government does plan to destroy us?
There's a little bit more than that.
But your show...
They want to erase everyone except for 1%. They actually think they're better than everyone else.
So basically your show is not going to be sitting here talking about it, but going out and showing us. Do I have that?
Everybody else is just talking about it. Why not show you?
That's what I think everyone needs to say.
And all of these ghost hunter bullshit, none of it actually is real. They're just trying to scare you. Exactly what you want.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you what you want, but you don't know you want it yet.
So do you think the people are going to want it after they see it, or they're going to be wishing they had never watched
Ask
it?
anybody that's ever had their third eye opened. Do you think they actually wanted to see what they saw?
No.
Not a single person has. It is more curse than blessing.
Okay.
But you need to. There's too many people out there after this paranormal activity shit. Thinking demons or ghosts and this, that, and the other thing. Residual energy. What the fuck is this? Nobody knows. I'll show you.
Okay. What exactly do you think residual energy is, by the way, since you brought that up?
Yeah, people say that it's the same story, exactly what happened, or it is intention motion.
Okay, intense emotion. Okay.
They had beforehand, and this is all speculation, but to tell you the truth, it is just dumb ghost.
Okay. Dumb ghosts.
Well, how many people have you met in your life that is not going to change anything?
True.
Even though they have seen exactly what is in front of them.
That's true. I've seen quite a few of those people. So, from what I understand, then you are going to take us and show us instead of talking about it. We're going to be on
More
location,
than that.
and we're going to go into the underground of voodoo. You're going to conjure
Exactly.
Cain, and the big one. There's actually going to be quite a few, but one of the ones I'm interested in, and I know a lot of the viewers really want to see, is you're actually going to turn a person. Is that correct?
One of very many ways to do so, but I will show you one.
And we're going to get to see this live. Yes.
Live, I kind of see pun on that. She will be more than dead.
Okay. Okay. But they want to be turned. Is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of an enchant spell on top of something else. I need another droog.
Yeah. A what? What is it
I
called?
need another droog.
Okay.
Ghoul, whatever
Okay.
you want to call it.
Okay. Into the Satanic Light. This is a show about how most of the world has been having the wool pulled over their eyes. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Well, instead of actually having the shepherd, the proverbial good shepherd, carry you off to and making sure that the flock stays together, they were actually taking you off into the valley of death to be slaughtered.
Okay.
Spiritually, what they make you do is be stagnant. They have made you Jesus, your own God, one of the part of the Holy Trinity, which the Holy Spirit, who exactly is that? Is that an amalgamation between God and Jesus himself?
Okay.
I mean, I don't really want to get into it in that aspect, but the fact of the matter is that it has been changed multitudes of times. Even changed within the English language multiple times.
Yeah,
Ever since the new NIV has been around.
and you have a term for NIV. What do you call that?
I have no innocent victim.
No innocent victim. Okay, so tell me a little bit about why the NIV came into existence and what was the reason for them to create this NIV Bible and who created it, if you want to get into that a little bit.
Well, who got into it is no longer matters because they're long dead.
Okay.
But their legacy is what really matters.
Okay.
And that is so that the church has an overwhelming power over its people, that they respect the Pope more than the Bible. I mean, if you actually have seen a multitude of movies, documentaries about actually how the people of Italy, close to the Vatican, actually holds into regard to Jesus. I think he's actually in the lower 15 of saints. He's actually below Saint Anthony, one that is named after me. And he's the owner of lost things, the finder of lost things. I mean,
And that's pretty much what you're going to be doing in your television show, The Finder of Lost Things. When you think about it.
yes, they have not exactly been lost, they have been buried. They are purposely not being able to found.
So getting back to this NIV Bible, the research that I have done on it basically says that there were two men who got together and wanted to write their own Bible, that they were not atheists, but followed a more satanic path. They actually worshiped Satan, they went to rituals, they went to sacrifices, and for whatever reason decided that they were going to create this Bible, and they were going to tell people the reason for you to buy the NIV Bible is because it was easier to read. But in reality, what exactly happened to it, Anthony?
They perverted the shit out of it.
Okay, well, that's one way of saying it. I think that's pretty clear. It actually denies the virgin birth.
It pretty much denies everything that the Bible is being written, acknowledged for its entire life.
And now, why did they do that? I mean, if they were into Satanism, which they were, why not just write a book on why one should worship Satan?
Wouldn't it be the perfect fucking thing to have somebody think that they are Christian their entire life, only to be able to be one of Satan's servants?
That is a way to do it. They say that evil does come as a source of light.
I mean, how else do
And
you think
destroys.
Rothschild is there of everybody that is in the financial district the way he has it?
Yeah.
So I mean, the exact same thing is it falls with everybody. If you supposedly go to church every Sunday and forgive your neighbor for his trespasses, things like that of this nature, do you really think that this is going to get you a pathway to go?
No. Well, it's not just that. It looks like something like 60,000 words have been changed. Entire passages have been removed from the NIV Bible. And single words that are very important have been changed. And they also mislead people terribly from the things that I have read. They'll actually add so many footnotes to it that the whole reason to all of their footnotes is because it then makes the person reading it confused. Like they're like, oh, well, it could be or it might not be. Yeah. So basically, you have found that the only Bible to read is the King James Version because everything is there and words have not been changed. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, that is one of the very many old tomes that I like to read.
Okay. And there was also a Nazi connection to this Bible. What exactly was that? Because I didn't brush up too much on that.
Did you actually know that the Nazis are actually a sect of Jews themselves?
Yeah.
That is actually why Adolf Hitler himself was a Jew. That's why he wanted to erase everything from his past.
Okay.
And it was also one of the very many things that he was actually a hired gun. He was not himself something that was of godlike attributes that the German people put forth in him.
Well, was it, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it was Gerard Kittel. He's well known around like Greek scholars, and he studied a lot about the New Testament. But he was Hitler's hired man to slaughter Jews. Is that right?
Yeah, he was the one that actually did most of the killing, but there was actually someone well beyond Hitler that helped him do what he did.
Jeez.
Yes, I know, all big one conspiracy, and I have nothing to prove yet.
Well, actually, there is a way to prove it. I mean, because if you go and look at the King James Version of the Bible and compare it to the NIV, you'll see that it has totally been destroyed, and just, I mean, it isn't really worth reading because most of the stuff that you need to learn, even codes and prophecy and things like that, are just not there. Is that right?
Oh, there's many stories that have no reason to be in there in this version. Like, have you ever heard of a story that had, I forget names and times and dates and things like that, but there was one person that actually, to get the person he loved, he had to cut the foreskins off of 100 men.
Now, who was this?
I forget the name, but there was actually a guy who actually, for love of life, he actually had to cut off 100 foreskins, but he actually cut off 200. And to get foreskins, he killed men.
Oh, okay. I think I know who that was. And you know what? The name escapes me too. It really does. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, I have some information here that I'm looking at. Like in Timothy 3:16, in the King James Version, it would say God was manifest in the flesh. And in the NIV version, it says he who was manifest in the flesh. Basically taken Christ out of the entire, paragraph and passage there.
Yeah.
The word God in the NIV Bible is actually only in a footnote. Is only in a footnote. So that's pretty interesting.
The whole acknowledgement of it being actually a holy tome in itself is actually excerpted from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Matthew 24:3 is very interesting because it says, "What shall be the sign of thy coming?" And in the footnote of the NIV Bible, it says it's not the word coming, which refers to the second coming of Christ, but it's actually they put in that and they use the word presence. So God again is omitted from it. And it's just pretty incredible because when you do the research on the people, who put this together, they were Satanists. And who was the woman that they followed? She was also she was I can't think of her name. Madam, oh boy, Blavatsky.
Blavatsky.
Yes. Really like the NIV Bible quite a bit, because no one in that group wanted anything to do with a real Bible. So basically, as you were telling me, it's been passed down for many people to read and to look at, to take them away from the actual path that they should be on.
Well, that path is on for everybody. Every single religious text out there tells pretty much the same narrow path. It is do unto oneself as one will do to another. Whatever it is.
So would you say that if people really want to, if it's something that they're into, that they should get a King James Version Bible and compare it to the NIV Bible and see the changes and differences?
Exactly. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Don't let us tell you what exactly is going on.
Yeah, that's, that really has blown my mind, because I did the research on it. And the publisher of the NIV Bible is also the same publisher as the Satanic Bible. The only publisher of the Satanic Bible.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yes, it actually does. Shocking, really. I mean, I never read it because I feel that if people say that they can't understand, it's not that hard to understand a real Bible.
Well, exactly. If God is supposed to tell you something, He doesn't want you not to be able to understand it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get through. So, Anthony, to wrap this up, tell me exactly what's going to be going on in the upcoming shows.
One episode is going to be in which I'm going to try to contact Cain. It's going to be just as much dangerous as it to me as it will be to anybody else watching.
Now, what is the reason that you want to do that? And I don't want to get into the whole thing, but just briefly.
Cain likes to be left alone. There's very few reasons he likes to come out on his own. He doesn't really need to feed. He has sucked so much. He has so much in reserves, you could say. Okay, and I understand in one of the shows you're going to be turning someone. Yes, in one of the very many ways that you can do so.
Okay, and what else do you have going on? There was something very interesting you talked about how there are slaves out there that are government slaves. They don't just do assassinations, but they carry out just even mundane things. And we would call them zombies, but that's just such a cheesy term, right?
Yes, they are mindless creatures. There's very many of them. But the zombie is the most common term used by you people.
Okay, and who was the woman? Ashra. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, yes. Not very many people knew that God had a love life.
And what happened to her? Do you know? Or are we going to have to wait and find out?
Definitely have to wait.
So from now on, we're going to be on location with you.
Yes, this is the last and only time you will ever see me just talking about something.
That's good. Because I think people want to see action.
Much more than just action.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else you want to say before I let you go?
I think I am mildly interesting in front of camera. Wait until you're in my realm. Then you'll exactly see how things go down in the vampire world. Okay, well, I think everyone is looking forward to it. And I think these shows are going to be very exciting because it's going to be different to actually go and watch something happen than to have someone talk about it. To say the least. Okay, well, I'm glad that you came over tonight, Anthony. And I'm sure there's a lot of women that would love you to say a little something to them. We'll see each other tonight. Thank you, Anthony. You have a good night.